Whew, I'm sweating and the video hasn't even started yet. Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I post commentary and critique and reaction videos every single week, so if any of that interests you, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload. Anyway guys, if you have not been keeping up with my channel recently, I've been doing an after special series to Shane Dawson's new series with Jeffree Star. I will go ahead and link the playlist down below if you want to get all caught up on all my other videos. But today we are doing arguably, no not arguably, definitely the biggest one yet, because today's video was the biggest video in the series thus far. It was episode 6 and it was called The Conspiracy Collection Reveal with Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. So in this episode we got to see the reveal of the entire conspiracy collection, from the eyeshadow palettes to the lipsticks to the merchandise to the photo shoot. Just so much happened in this episode, guys. I cannot tell you, like, I honestly just kept having to pause the video and like take it all in and then go back and rewatch it because I just like couldn't keep up. So much happened in this episode. It was by far my absolute favorite episode in the entire series thus far. I was literally hooked every single second. Not one part was boring. I honestly don't have any faults or any complaints, which is a first so far in this series. Oh my god, I was so excited the entire time, and the suspense and the build up for it was so intense because Shane actually uploaded the video 2 hours late because he made some last minute changes or whatever. So I was just refreshing my YouTube homepage all morning waiting for it to be up, and then it was up, and then I watched it and I honestly was just, I was just shook. I was just hella shook. So anyway guys, I don't want to like keep this intro any longer than I need to because I have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to discuss. So buckle in my friends. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. I really need to stop making that joke. It's not funny. Anyways, so off the bat, I was already really surprised with the way that the video started because it actually started on the 22nd of October, and today, the day I'm filming this, is the 30th of October, so like literally that was 8 days ago. You know, it was such a change from the rest of the series, which had been filmed a lot in March and then a lot in June. Like everything had been filmed so long ago. So I was like, what could they possibly be showing us? And they were basically just like showing us them gearing up for the launch of the palette and the collection this Friday. Oh my god, sorry, I need a minute. Okay, I'm back. So Shane walks into this room and there are so many people. They didn't even bother introducing anyone because there were so many, but the gist of it was there were people from every different aspect of this launch, like people from the warehouse, people from the merch, people from the photo shoot, people from like just people from every single aspect was there. It was a huge meeting and they were just talking about all the finalizations, and you could just see in Shane's face that he was like so shook, just as we are, because this entire thing is coming together. It was just such a beautiful moment to see. We'll get into it later on, but like this episode was such an emotional journey and a roller coaster. I felt so many things in my black little heart. Anyways, so then we get our first look at the factory in the episode. We get multiple insights into the factory and the warehouse where all of Shane's pallets and merch is being held, and oh my god, you guys, there is so much stuff. It is absolutely insane. Like it's mind-blowing. You can just see that Shane is like so incredibly shook, and it's really funny because Shane's worried that they're not going to sell it all, and then Jeffree's worried that they're not going to have enough, and I'm totally in Jeffree's boat. I'm so nervous because like there are so many different things that I want to buy from the collection because it's more than just makeup, and I'm just like so nervous that I'm not gonna be able to get anything. And that's another thing, is I live in Australia and it launches at 10 a.m. PST, which is 3 a.m. so it's gonna be a very late night for me. I'm sure it'll be worth it though, but that factory was hella full, but I still don't think it's full enough. So something else that I really liked in this episode, which I wasn't expecting but was something that I actually wanted, I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, was how I actually really wanted to see the inside into the merch launch, because when Shane and Jeffree launched their merch, it kind of just happened sporadically. Like a few hours before, they were like, oh, by the way, merch reveal coming soon, hi, how are ya? And then their merch just like popped off, and the merch sold out like that. Like literally, I think that in the video they said that the merch sold out in 30 minutes and they had 2 million viewers on the website, and within the first 20 or so minutes they'd already made over $500,000 on the merch. So it was a huge launch. It was so successful. It was crazy seeing Shane's reaction. I felt so good for him. You know, it still blows my mind that he's only now getting this type of success in terms of business and stuff like that, considering like he is Shane Dawson, but obviously he wasn't working with very good companies, and now that he's with Jeffree, it's just a match made in heaven. I'm so happy for them. Adorable. Anyways, so in the business meeting, something that I thought was really interesting is they're talking about how they're going to prepare for this launch, and how Shopify, the website that they're sold all of Shane's merch on, actually said that they need to know how many people could possibly be on the site next time. They need to put in correct infrastructures to be able to handle it so the website doesn't crash. And if that doesn't tell you the magnitude of this sale and the marketing and everything that drives towards towards Shane's merch and everything. I don't know what does. I mean, if the merch was any indication of what the collection's gonna be like, I feel like this is gonna be like the online Hunger Games and everyone's just gonna be fighting to the death for a piece of that collection. May the odds be ever in your favor. Anyways, so Jeffree also mentions how the building, the new warehouse that they bought in the beginning of the series, if you guys remember, we saw that, is actually, they've outgrown that because of how much stock they have for Shane's merch and everything, and now they're gonna have to get another one. It's just amazing. Like, I'm really curious if Shane and Jeffree are gonna continue working together in the future and if they're gonna keep building on this and what other type of stuff they could release. I think that it would be super cool for Shane to release other type of merchandise beyond makeup. I mean, he's already doing that. He's got his bags, he's got the clothing. It's just, sorry, I'm just really excited. Like, we'll get into it later, but there's just a piece of the collection that I want so badly. Anyways, I'm getting too excited. This was me the entire episode. I was just so freaking giddy. Okay, so a really exciting part of this video that I really enjoyed was seeing the behind the scenes of the photo shoot. They had this guy who was talking to them about all their different designs and all of the different concepts and everything, and they had this huge set and it was amazing. Like, there was this huge Illuminati eye, there was this old TV scene kind of thing. Like, it was very Shane, it was very unique. I've never seen it before, but it was just so cool and so amazing. And they even said how they were going to possibly like shoot a commercial. They didn't really show too much of that, but like they spoke about that and like Shane coming out of the sky, some sort of like alien orbit thing. I don't know, guys. All I know is it was amazing. I was like so just into it. It was so cool. The images from the release just look so cool. Like, I don't know. It's just, you don't see shit like this in makeup. Obviously, because stuff in makeup is usually, you know, super like typical and like you just don't see anything quirky and cool and weird a lot of the time. So I'm honestly really just excited. Like, just, it was so cool seeing everything that they were doing. The guy who was like creating all of it is a creative visionary. He was coming up with such cool concepts. The photos, oh my god, the photos. Like, especially this one of Shane and he's like got all this dark makeup on and he's like got the smoke and I don't know. It was just so cool. How many times did I say cool? Take a shot every time I say cool. No, don't. You'll probably die. Okay, so then we get into the exciting part of the video. I mean, every single part of the video is exciting, but I digress. So we get to see the final mini palette. Now, I know I said in the video previously that I actually preferred the original mini palette design to the next one, but I actually really liked it this time around because they took the static idea and kind of made it shiny and illuminated and everything. So the mini palette looks so flippin' cool. It looks so cute. Obviously nothing compared to the big palette, but it's a really great option for people who can't afford the big palette. So I think it's really nice that they did that. And also it's different shades to the big palette. So if you wanted to buy both, you wouldn't be getting replicas of the same shades, which I think is great as well. Sorry, it's just so cool. I'm just like, it's just so cool. Like, it's so cool to have seen this entire journey. I mean, if we feel this way, I can't even imagine how they feel. Like, they've been doing this for like ages. Oh, anyways. So then they're about to show us the final reveal of the big palette. And of course, Shane and Andrew in their editing cut away to something else. But like, I'm not surprised, you know, you got to keep the audience in suspense. So I'm kind of glad they did that. Although I was just really curious as to what it was going to look like. So we'll get into that later on. So the next part of the video was actually really sad. It was a very different tone to the rest of the video, but I'm actually really glad that Shane included it because I think it helps to humanize Jeffree and just to kind of, you know, show that he has his own struggles too. And I think it adds a lot of different dimensions and everything. And I just really liked it. You know, if you aren't aware, Jeffree recently lost 2 of his dogs and his dogs are his world. I mean, he's had some of his dogs for a really long time before he even became the big, huge Jeffree Star he was. And one of those dogs was his dog Diamond, and she sadly passed away a few months back. And then recently Daddy passed away. So we got to see Jeffree's experience with Daddy in this episode. So what was actually happening is Jeffree had arrived to the photo shoot and he was really upset, but he was still going to go through with it. You know, he was being such a trooper. Obviously his dog could possibly be dying. I mean, he didn't think that he was dying at this point. He just knew that he was getting surgery, and he still goes to the photo shoot because so many people have put time and effort into this. He doesn't want to let them down. He doesn't want to let Shane down. He wants to go through with it. So I thought that was really nice. You know, he's such a resilient person, but it's just so sad that his dog died because his dogs are his world. He has 6 Pomeranians. Well, he had 6 Pomeranians. He only has 4 now, and they're like his children, and him and Nate love them so much. So it was just so heartbreaking to see his emotions. If you've experienced any kind of grief, you know what that would be like. He just has such an attachment to them. It was just so sad. And especially when they were talking about how every single time Jeffree has a launch for one of his palettes, something really bad happens, so he can never just enjoy the launch, which I didn't even realize when he like laid it all out for us. I was like, whoa, like he's right. When he released his alien palette, there was the California wildfires, and obviously he had to evacuate his home. It was this whole big thing. dying. Everybody in California was fearing for their lives. And then when he released his Blue Blood palette, obviously he had the huge robbery where they stole literally $1 million worth of product, so that was a big thing. And then he released his Jawbreaker palette, and then Diamond died, and then now he's releasing this palette with Shane, and now Daddy dies. It's just so sad to like see all of these like horrible things happen every time. He speaks about how he has all these highs and then these lows, and they all happen at the same time. And I don't know, it was just so sad. I'm glad Shane included it though, because I think it was such a touching moment and a really great way to humanize Jeffree, because you know there's still a lot of people out there who don't like him. But I don't know, I just really like that segment. Got me really emo. Shane just really loves to pull on our heartstrings. Anyways, let's move on to something more happy. Alrighty, so then Shane walks into this office where they're looking at like all of the final stuff. There's so many like finalizations and everything. Obviously it's a really big process to finalize a product like this. And he walks into this meeting room, which was the same meeting room that he walked in his first Jeffree Star series. And we got to see with the way that Shane and Andrew edited it. We got edited it, whatever. We got to see the parallels between them and just see it kind of like this full circle moment of the first time they were talking about the possibility of creating a palette in that exact same position a year ago to now having created it, and whoa, like just whew, like I couldn't even imagine how that would feel for them. That's just such a huge full circle moment, and it's just crazy to think that when Shane started his first Jeffree Star series that this is what it would lead to. I think Shane and Jeffree have like, if not the most iconic social media relationship ever, they are just iconic. Like they need to just collaborate more, because anytime they collaborate, people just eat that shit up. I love it so much. It was such a cool moment. Alrighty, so then we see the final lip shades, and we see the names for them, and we see the campaign shoots and the components and the pig container that they're going to be sold in, and that was really cool. I mean, I personally don't really have any interest in the lipstick, but I'm sure a lot of you do, and like they just looked really cool. They looked amazing on the lip. They ended up going with the Shane Glosson name for like the clear lip gloss, like Shane Dawson, Shane Glosson. Funny. I just thought that was really cool as well. I'm really glad they went with that. That was hilarious. Even later on in the video, Shane's like, this is my other personality, Shane Glosson, when he was like dressed up and everything. That was such a moment. I live for that. Like it was just so funny seeing Shane and Jeffree in these kooky weird outfits. There was this one that just looked so ridiculous, but like in the best way possible, and then they have these other really dope outfits and they look so cool, and I was just living, guys. I was living for every single look. They were giving us such unique looks. They were giving us vision. They were giving us concepts. They were giving us story. They were giving us color. Absolutely obsessed. They looked amazing. Okay, next up is when we get the final look at the conspiracy palette, the packaging of it, and oh my god, you guys, I was hella shook. I really did not like any of the original designs from the first look and the previous one, and I really did not like the idea of having a triangle for the palette. I really liked the idea of having a rectangle, but I just wasn't sure how they were going to do it. So they managed to have a trunk design, but it kind of like comes up at the top into a pyramid and has the triangle with Shane's logo and the black spiral. Like, oh my god, it looks amazing. It looks so classy. It looks so unique. It looks so cool. I feel like it's a really great unisex palette. I just think it's such a cool palette. I'm living for it. I love it. It makes me want to buy it so much. You guys, I have 3 days to decide if I'm going to buy it or not. Like, it's so much money and I don't really wear eyeshadow, but like maybe I should start. I don't know. I just really like it and I really want to use it because like it's so cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just think I'm like way too invested in this. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So yeah, absolutely love that design. And then if that wasn't enough already, we go into the factory and we see some of the other little trinkets and everything that's going to be part of the collection. They have these piggy side bags, which look so incredibly cool. They have the piggy mirror. They have all the different makeup bags and everything, which looks so high end and so classy. But the one thing that I'm so excited about that I want to buy so bad is the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star tracksuit. It like resembles an Adidas tracksuit, sort of like the ones that Jeffree Star has, and it looks so flippin' cool. Could you imagine how cool we would look in that? Like, it looks dope as fuck. I really want it so bad. I really hope it doesn't sell out. Like that with like the little piggy bag on the side, that's a look. I mean, people would probably think I'm crazy, but anyone who's a Jeffree or a Shane fan would be like, I see you, boo. I see you. And then we get to see a final look at the photos and they look amazing, and Jeffree talks about how confident Shane is. And once again, like I mentioned in the previous episode, Shane was not self-deprecating towards himself at all in this episode. I am loving this new Shane. I feel like we've seen him go through this emotional journey to build up his confidence, and it's just so amazing to see. I feel like the whole trend of like self-deprecating humor is just really old, and people should really like self-love should be the new self-deprecating humor. I want to see you making jokes about how much you love yourself, okay? That's what I want to see. Let's empower each other with that, because Shane and his newfound confidence is just such a breath of fresh air, and I am living for it. I love it so much. He looked amazing in those photos, and I hope he knows it. So next up, we get to see the final reveal of the conspiracy palette inside and out, and oh my god, you guys, it was just so cool to see them open it up and see the excitement and see the journey and just see everything that led to this moment right here. It was just such a good payoff, like absolutely so climactic and so good to see this entire journey, like literally seeing them coming up with the shades and the names and everything, to seeing this final form of a package, and it looked absolutely amazing. The colors looked so cool, the little impressions looked amazing, them against the black looked amazing. It was just, well, it was a lot, and Jeffree and Shane were getting emotional, and I don't blame them. It was such a cool moment. And then the color story is so unique. They went ahead and put it with all of Jeffree's other palettes, and all of the palettes look like siblings, like they all look related, but they all have such unique different color stories. It's almost like all of Jeffree's palettes are siblings, and then like Shane's is like the cousin to them or something. Like his looks so unique to them, but like also you can tell that it's been collaborated with Jeffree, which I really like. You know, all of them together look amazing. It's just, it's like Shane and Jeffree's child. Like that's the way they treat it, and I think it's so beautiful. And just to see it all together, like I can't even imagine how emotional they must feel. Like they have put so much time and effort into this, and that's another thing, is we just see how emotional this is for them, and we see how much effort we've put into this. And even in the end, you know, which I'll touch on the montage where we see Shane cry and everything, it just like sucks that people talk about how this is a cash grab and a money grab, when obviously they're going to make tons of money from it. But I really don't think it is. Like you can truly tell how passionate they are about this. I mean, even Shane and all the scenes in his house, in his bathroom and everything, there's makeup everywhere. He's constantly doing his makeup. He's doing Ryland's makeup. Like he wouldn't do all that stuff if he didn't enjoy it. So I honestly think that this is truly a passion project, and for that reason it is just so beautiful and so unique, and such a revolutionary thing that is going to happen to the makeup industry. Y'all, I'm really excited to see what is going to happen in the next few weeks. Who knows, we may get some copycat brands, we may get some dupes. We're definitely gonna have a bit of tea. Something else that I thought was really cool and I was so happy about is we got to see Garrett in this episode for like the smallest amount of time, but still we haven't seen him on Shane's channel in so long, or even on his own. I miss Garrett so much. He was definitely one of my faves from the squad. So we got to see Garrett and Ryland and Morgan and some of their other friends react to the palette, and it was so cool to see how like shy Shane was and how proud he was of himself, and how they were all like complimenting him and he was getting all emotional and everything. Shane in this episode was honestly just adorable. It was like he was a little kid showing off his drawing or something. I don't know. I thought it was just such a touching moment. So glad we got to see Garrett. Good to know he's well. Good to know he is thriving. But yeah, guys, and then after we have all of this commotion, we have the mini controversy palette, we have the conspiracy palette, we have the lipsticks, we have all of the different merchandise, we have all of the different accessories and makeup bags and everything that's a part of this collection, this huge entire thing. We get to see the magnitude of it in the factory. We get to see it being made. It's like a full circle moment, because we saw that in some of the previous episodes with Blue Blood, and now we're seeing it with Shane's palettes being packaged, and it's just a huge full circle moment. They've been doing this for almost a year, and to just see how emotional Shane and Jeffree were, they were crying as their product was being made. I was getting emotional. Like I was tearing up, y'all, and I don't get emotional well, that's probably a lot. I think this is like a pivotal moment in the series, because I feel like these 6 episodes have been like the journey of like creating the palette, and from this moment onwards, I think we're gonna have a shift in the tone in the series. I feel like we're finally gonna get some of the Dramageddon stuff, and we're finally gonna get some more tea and some more drama and everything, so definitely stay tuned for my thoughts on that. And even besides that, you know, I didn't even care that there was no drama or anything in this episode. Like I'm just enjoying the relationship between Jeffree and Shane so much, the dynamic between everyone, the business side of it, just the creation of this passion project has just been so amazing to see, and I'm so excited to possibly get my hands on part of the collection, and I'm so excited to just see what is to come of this and what's to come in the next episode. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say. Like just such positive thoughts, such positive vibes from this episode. But let me know what you guys thought down below. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. If you have any critiques, that would be interesting, considering I didn't. And yeah, I just hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts as always, and of course, if you have not already, please make sure that you subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload. And of course, all my social media is linked down below if you want to connect with me, as well as some other videos of mine that you may want to go ahead and watch. And yeah, guys, that's it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you in the next one. And of course, I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you're in the world. Bye!